Stampin' friends. My name is Ayana Johnston and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I want to show you how to make this Festival of Trees Thinking of You Christmas card. You can find the supplies for this card on my website at www.checkthisout.stampinup.net. Be sure to stop by and check out the first customer order special as well as some more monthly madness specials that are up and coming. Okay, so let's get started making this card. For today's card, you're going to need 3 stamp sets. You're going to need the Festival of Trees, and we'll be using this tree right here, and then the garland and this ornaments, as well as this tree and this tree. Then you'll also need the embellished ornaments. We'll be using the Thinking of You with the embellished ornaments and this holly. And then you're going to need the 6 sayings, the hostess set. We're going to use this Happy Holidays down here at the bottom. Okay, so for cardstock, you're going to need a large piece of cherry cobbler. This is a little larger card than usual. So with the cherry cobbler, you're going to want to cut this 6 inches by 10 inches and score it at 5 inches. Then you're going to need a sheet of Whisper White, and you're going to cut this at 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. Then you're also going to need a piece of designer series paper from the Nordic Noel series, and this sheet of paper you're going to want to cut at 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. This paper is on clearance, so be sure to get it quick. With that same piece of designer series paper, you're going to need 2 thin strips cut at 1/4 inch by 4 3/4 inches. Then you're going to need 3 strips, all the same size, of cherry cobbler, Whisper White, and smoky slate measured at 1 3/4 by 4 1/2 inches. You're also going to need some scrap piece of paper. You're going to need some scrap smoky slate. You're going to need about 2 sheets of the scrap smoky slate. Then you're going to need scrap Whisper White and a scrap of old olive. Then you're also going to need a scrap of the Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper. So let's get started stamping our images first. You're going to want to get the paper piercing mat, and you're going to need 3 stamp sets. You're going to need So Saffron, Garden Green, and Real Red. So first what I want to do is stamp a border along the 3 strips that are measured 1 3/4 by 4 1/2. So what you're going to want to do is line those up, touching each other, and then we're going to just, with the Garden Green, border the top and the bottom with our holly. So I'm going to take my holly and Garden Green and stamp at the top and the bottom. And then I add just a little bit up here in the corner. We're going to want to set those aside. And then next we're going to stamp our Christmas tree images. We're going to use Garden Green for the Christmas tree base. And then we're going to use red, Real Red, for the ornaments and the garland on the Christmas trees. Next, we're going to want to go ahead and just punch these out using our tree punch. Last, we're going to want to stamp our sentiment with Real Red, and this is our Thinking of You at Christmas. Then we're going to want to punch it out with our decorative label punch. Now we're going to adhere our pieces on our card base. Next, you're going to want to adhere these 3 strips. And what I normally do is start from the middle and then put the 2 ones on the outside. Next, I'm going to adhere my Christmas tree pieces with Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm also going to adhere the Thinking of You at Christmas with a double layer of Stampin' Dimensionals. Now the last thing I'm going to do is take my scrap piece of diamond glitter paper, and I'm going to take my So Saffron and I'm going to stamp it a little bit to add some color to my paper and my stars. And then I'm going to punch these out and adhere these with some 2-way glue. I'm going to punch these out with the itty bitty star punch. And there you go. And for those of you that like to stamp the inside of your card, what you do is you take the Whisper White sheet of paper and you'd go ahead and stamp a holly on the corners and then put the strips down on the side. I added just a little Christmas tree and I stamped my sentiment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy stamping!